Hi everyone, welcome to the Debaters Council initiative where we explain motions that were held at recently concluded tournaments to help you understand them better. I am Dineth Hettiarachchi, the current debate coach of Wesley College, the current debate coach of Sri Lanka Law College, and I am also the past debating captain of Ananda College in the year 2018. Today, the motion that I'm going to be explaining to you is the motion from round 5 of the recently concluded DS Impromptus 2024. The theme is on religion, and the motion the motion has an info slide, and the info slide reads as follows. There exist two approaches for religious conversion. The lenient approach adopted by Christianity and Islam, which makes conversion very simple, often attained through a straightforward ritual, for example baptism or declaring Shahadah. The strict approach adopted by Judaism makes conversion possible only after in-depth, prolonged study of the religion, full observance of its laws, and with the approval of a religious authority. The motion states, this house believes it is in the interests of organized religions to adopt the strict approach over the lenient approach. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be giving you a couple of ideas that you can run on each motion, and I'll also explain what the clashes might look like in the debate. I think starting off from before starting with prop, just to clarify, organized religion is pretty much any religion where you have this formalized belief system and this set of rituals. For example, I think Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, all of those things can be considered as organized religion. So for proposition, I think probably the best way to set up the debate is you want to try to paint a picture where religion itself is being distorted, where people consider religion, where organized religion wants to, I think, keep the religion pure. Okay, just one more thing before that. I think this debate the problem we want to identify in this debate is that what exactly is the interest of the organized religion? Is it to maybe like get more followers? Is it to give the be more appealing to people? Is it to spread the religion? Is it to make people do good things? And I think these are one of the questions that you can you can argue within the debate. So, okay, moving on to prop, I think one of the easy ways for prop to set up the debate is prop can characterize organized religion as caring a lot about the purity of religion, about how it is important for you to preserve the religion and exactly all the rituals that you have so far. So if we set up the debate like that and you talk about things where people in society, they make a mockery of your religion, they also they might cherry pick some of your habits, and they might associate themselves with your religion. They might call themselves Muslims or Christians, but they might not act according to all the precepts within your religion. However, the problem arises when you can't really do much about it either, because those people technically do qualify to be in your religion. I think this is where you can put as an entry point into the argument about preservation of the religion. Why would this preservation of religion argument be important? I think this is something that you can do in context to say why this argument is so important. You can say that, look, religion is considered holy. Sorry, not religion, but the things, the preachings that you have, these are considered holy. They come from the highest possible conceivable authority you have. It come from God, maybe like Lord Buddha, and there's nobody who is written about that. And it stands to reason that those people will never be wrong, and because at least organized religion assumes they are correct, and that their preachings therefore should not be modified in any sort of way. But I think also religion themselves, they ask you to adhere to these precepts and these teachings really strictly, so that also exists. So overall, organized religion is very reluctant to change because of those reasons, and I think you can see plenty of examples in status quo that show that as well. Why do we think the religion is going to be preserved when you have this more of a difficult process for people to get in? I think one idea that you can talk about is that how individuals who end up diluting religion or maybe don't follow the religion properly are more likely to be weeded out when you have a very strong process. So if you have to properly study like the Jewish texts, and you have to be undergo even like things, physical change like circumcision, you have to even at the end of the day be approved by the Jewish authority to be for you to be considered a fully I'd say fully legitimate person who believes in Judaism fully. For you to do that, I think you have to put in a huge amount of effort. You need to have discipline, you need to have investment. If you don't have that, it's unlikely that you're going to be able to go finish the process. And I think even if you do want to, you might not be able to. So people who do so are quite unlikely to make a mockery of the religion, because they only went through the entire process because they probably care about the religion. You don't get any other like huge significant benefits from that, so it's quite unlikely they do it for any other reason. So if they go through this because they care for the religion to that extent that they're willing to sacrifice, it's highly unlikely they're going to like mutilate the religion or distort it in any manner. They're probably going to practice it and also spread it in the exact same manner that they were taught. So ideally there will be no dilution if in situations like this. But also, I think another way you can run this is to say that, look, in other religions, people who don't, when it's easy to convert, people will convert them, people will consider to be part of the religion and maybe act as if they're not. So it is quite easy for now for you to call them out, because you can say that, look, simply these individuals have not fulfilled XYZ requirements to be a Jew, and therefore they are not one. So even if they like claim, maybe like practice some of it, they really aren't. And I think it's easier for you to say that, look, they are illegitimate. However, in maybe different religion, if it's easier to convert and they actually say, okay, maybe they say the Shahadah or they get baptized, they consider themselves to be an actual Catholic or Christian, and afterwards they will still maybe practice the religion in a very relaxed, carefree way, and they might also modify things to their own preference. In situations like that, it's very difficult to call them out, and you can't exactly call them saying that they are not Christian either. That distinction is not something that you can make when you have this, when it's so easy to become a Christian. They can easily say, okay, no, look, I fulfill all the requirements, I am a Christian, how could you say that? So then it becomes very messy, and that's something that you don't want in organized religion. You want to have something like a clear message going out to the people. So perhaps I think that's one idea that you can learn. Another idea I think on prop that you could learn is you can talk about how you're going to have stronger communities. The reason that stronger communities are important is because in general people look at religion for comfort. Sure, you become religious for lots of many different reasons, but one of the main things that people stick with religion for is the fact that they comfort you. After you die, they'll be like, you are going to go live an eternity in heaven. When something bad happens to you, don't worry, God will take care of you, or maybe it's all part of God's plan. It becomes a bit of a crutch for individuals, and it generally helps them to get through problems, at least for some people. So you can say, and that's one reason why these strong communities is also going to be important, because in religions that have this very strict process, you're far more likely to have stronger communities. And I think the way you can explain this is that individuals who become part of the religion go through this long process, arduous process, and because of that they have a lot of shared experiences, shared value, and not only shared experiences but also their belief systems, their values are also going to be the same, because otherwise they wouldn't have like embarked on this journey. So you're going to meet a lot of similar minded people in this situation, and that means when you have like the same characteristics, you're obviously going to build stronger communities. I think another reason that you can give is to say that, look, individuals are now considered to be more devout because they have put in all this effort, so people are more likely to be accepting of you, and they are more likely to treat you as one of their equals, and as opposed to like the rest of the world. And you will probably get like all the other benefits of being in the strong community because they will consider to be one of their own in that sense as well. Other things that you can generally talk about in this situation is how a stronger community for these religions mean more people might feel more comfortable They might let's say they might spread the religion, I suppose. But I think has to be a trade-off where you say that, look, we might not be able to reach the same amount of people that opposition will reach. However, we still think we will preserve the word of God. But you can mitigate that by saying that even within these communities, people are going to believe in it properly. People are going to leave the religion halfway through or distort it. They're going to, within these communities, because of the sense of the community, they're going to go all the way and practice it properly. I think then looking at, okay, the opposition case. For opposition, I feel like it would be beneficial for them to characterize a world where people don't believe in religion. At least not everybody, but like religion is losing some of its power. Organized religion specifically is not doing so great. So one thing that you can do is you say that, I think very early on, I mentioned this earlier as well, how it's simply far easier for you to convert to religion. And I think the reason it's important is quite obvious, that more people in religion is always a good thing. You get more manpower to do things for funds, all of that. That's why, and I think most importantly, if you don't have people in religion, the religion's gonna die off eventually. So you want to like ensure the legacy of your religion, and like the that you want your religion to be long lived. And that is not something that you can do if you don't convert enough people. So being easy to convert is a very important argument. So that's how you can frame it. The reason that you're likely to get more people in is because I think you can say characterize it as people have busy schedules, people have other work, other problems. And in these kind of situations, people are unlikely to put in like huge amounts of effort or sacrifice a large part of their time and life to study all of these texts perhaps, or go through these transformations in order to convert to religion. Because it is something that's difficult for people to do anyway, converting to religion, given that you have like different preconceived notions and all of that, and finding a faith is difficult. But given that this process is very arduous and long, people are going to be quite de-incentivized. So having an easy approach is going to be better to attract more people in, especially people who are having doubts, confusion, who feel like they might resonate with the religion. For organized religion, it is far easier for you to get them in very quickly, and then thereby onwards like work on them, get them to like be better members of your community. So the impacts, I think, okay, just one more thing. Another aspect you can run this on is to say that it's not just easier to convert people, but easier for you, the church and the religious organization, to carry out the process. Because earlier you have to do like background checks, do a test on how exactly these individuals are, how devout these people are, all of that. But now you don't need to expend that much resources. You can easily like go, the conversion process is far faster. You can even like go door to door, knocking and like getting people to talk to you about your Lord and Savior, and then like get them to convert shortly afterwards perhaps. So in terms of the church also, they're going to have to expend minimal resources, and I think the impacts could be that they can use it for other things, the money, all of that on that part. The impacts of generally more people converting is to say that, look, you will easily get more funds, people giving more tithes at the church, they're giving donations to your temple, all of that. But also I think establishing dominance is also quite important. It could be establishing dominance over other religions, or even just like, even if it's only one religion, to get enough people so that you can actively change even things like legislature. You get people to change laws the way that you want it to support your religion, all of that. And for you to normalize it as well. Because I think the more people that you have, the more people who practice your religion, the more normalized it becomes, and the more likely it is that more people are going to actually follow your religion. So in that situation as well, it's better for you to get more people to convert. I think even as maybe like a mitigation, you can say that, look, once people do join, even if you want to like preserve the religion, that is still okay, because you can raise the requirements slowly on. For example, like to be a good Muslim, let's say you have to like you have to wear a hijab. But perhaps to be even a better Muslim, you have to maybe like pray 5 times a day. So you slowly raise the requirement. You have to like, then you say fasting at Ramadan. So you can slowly like raise the requirements bit by bit to get people into the religion, even though at first they might only be following like couple of precepts, not everything, picking and choosing, but down the line they are likely to become stronger believers. That is not something you're going to get if you intimidate them and like scare them off at the front. I think this brings me on to like the second idea that I have on this, about how religion is now less intimidating. So the idea is that people seek people seek comfort in religion, something that Klopp can also mention. But the idea here is that, look, in the Klopp could say, if you want to really believe, like if you really believe in the religion, you can be part, you can like do the practices, even if you don't be even if you aren't officially a Jew or something, you can still practice the religion. But I think one thing that you can use in this argument to disprove that is to say that, look, people are going to feel outcast, they're going to feel out of place. Religion has like a mental component to it, where the satisfaction you get from religion, the comfort you get, comes from knowing that you are part of the religion, like, and you will have maybe eternal salvation, or you are going to be treated like the exact same way that other people in the community are also. So if you are still not if you aren't considered like part of the religion, if you're not considered to be a true believer, it's still going to mess with you. You're not going to be satisfied, you're not going to find the exact comfort that you will seek elsewhere in religion. So because of that, I think it's also easier to prove that because these individuals now get isolated, they get ostracized, otherwise they're going to step away from religion, they're going to look at, either they might step away from religion completely, or they might even look at other religions that are more likely to have a lenient process. And that's something you definitely don't want, because people can't follow multiple religions at once. It's a zero-sum game. Either you win or the other religion wins, and you want the other religions to. So because the motion is talking about the interest of organized religion, it is in the interest of a specific organized religion to make sure their believers don't go to any other religion, and broadens the follower base of that. So ideally you want to like make it competitive, so that people are still going to stick with your religion. Given I think those arguments, perhaps I think the biggest clash is going to be, what is most important to organized religion? Is it going to be this purity, or is it going to be this recruitment of more people? And I think that will be a strong clash. Other clashes, I suppose, will manifest throughout the debate. It could be about perhaps maybe a clash on where exactly do people feel more comfortable? Do they feel comfortable in like stronger communities even after they have gone through like all of these hardships and like this arduous process, or do they feel comfortable even if the community isn't that strong? If they see more of these individuals, what would make them likely to move into this religion? What kind of comfort is more important to people? So that could also be something that might be discussed within the debate. So I think those are general clashes that I can just think of might happen. I think the other clashes will evolve depending on how it goes. So I think that brings me to the end of this video. If you have any other arguments, if you have any good rebuttals, characterizations, anything else, you can feel free to drop it in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in.